Thank you for listening on Anchor and Spotify, where all topics are welcomed. You can follow HB on Facebook at Uncomfortable In-House Convo with HB, where you can be in direct contact with HB and his followers. There will be Q&As, polls, and updates on future show topics and guest opportunities. If you want to be a featured sponsor, you can email HB at uncomfortableinhouseconvo@gmail.com. Now grab your glass and get ready for Uncomfortable In-House Conversations with HB, the podcast.
Hello, thank you for tuning in to Uncomfortable In-House Conversations with HB. I'm glad you guys come in to tune in. Today it's going to be a great treat for me today. I'm actually having my adult son in which I, helped raise. So this conversation is going to be funny. It's unscripted. So I don't know what he's going to say. Hell, I don't even know the question that I'm going to talk about. So go ahead and introduce yourself, son. Go ahead and say your name and how old are you?
Hey, I'm Kobe Brown. I'm 20 years old, and I think I'm his son.
Yeah. I mean, fortunately for you, DNA said you was. But anyway, so the premise of this here, I just want to be able to just have a regular adult conversation. I want to know. At the end of the day, we as parents, we think we do great, or we perceive ourselves to be in a certain way. So, just unscripted, I want to, let's say this, let's go back. Let me ask you this. Growing up, what is a couple of fond memories you had growing up with me?
I could definitely say playing basketball was a pretty fond memory. What else? Actually, we had a recent one that was pretty cool when I was a girl had made me pretty mad. We went to the bar. We went to go get some drinks and stuff. That was a pretty cool moment.
Okay, cool. So, how about let's say this. Okay, so what's the perception that you have growing up? Because it's safe to say, a lot of people, they grow up and, I'm trying to change the stereotype, but, coming up, I grew up in a 2-parent household. Your mother at the time, too, she grew up in a 2-parent household. That means mom, dad in the same household. We both, had that background together. Unfortunately, we grow up in life and, things don't happen the way we plan. Excuse me. And things change. But what I can say consistently, we both made sure that we wanted to kind of give you that feel. So how, from your point of view, how do you feel in your perception of having both parents in your life, but just not in the same household? Like, what were the goods and what were the bads?
The good thing is maybe like being able to go to 2 different households when you got mad at another parent or just annoyed at one house, or you wanted like a different set of rules. What was the bad parts? Maybe like disagreements. Maybe one weekend one parent may not agree with another weekend, so you have to go through that. You may have to choose. That probably would be the most annoying part.
Okay. That's fair enough. That's one of the premise that that's why I preface my statement when I'm always talking to you now. I'm always preaching like no kids, because for the most part, when you get kids, it's best to get kids when you're married. The whole point is when you're in the same household, y'all have the same mindset. You know what I mean? So a lot of stuff that you didn't, you don't have to do. Also, too, let's talk about the elephant in the room. I try to pride myself to be, honest and transparent. So, your father has 3 kids, 3 different women. you know, growing up, how was that? How did you feel about that? And like having, you know, brothers, sisters, like, you know, overall, like how did you have to adapt with that? What was your feelings?
Oh shit! I was always older, so it really never made me a true difference, to be honest. It really never made me a difference. I just felt like you ain't know how to wear a condom. But you know, I always felt like you always, he may not act like it, but everybody know I'm his favorite child.
Boy. And yeah, so what was the cons in that?
Con?
Yeah, like what was the, you know, it's always a plus, and what was the negative? Like,
I feel like George never really came around that much, or not. I mean, Renai got such a big age gap that it really never really. I feel like it never really affected me.
okay, I got you. And you know, at the time, you know, how was it? You know, because it was two different situations that, you know, you kind of engaged. They wasn't biologically your brother and sister, but you know, through marriage or long relationship. You know, as far as, you know, my first one when, you know, with you know, Ike and Tyrese, at the time I was in like, did you feel any kind of way about that?
No, I never did.
You never did? Okay.
I never did. I used to enjoy their company. I used to enjoy having people to play basketball with, talk with.
Okay. And so also too, we married and, you know, ingratiated with April and, you know.
I feel like April and Kim, they're still like two people that I'm still very close with to this day.
Okay.
Like April, I still look at her like she's my sister.
Okay.
I still type on her every day. We still talk.
Okay.
Throughout the months. And Kim, we just speak like every other month. We check in. So yeah, I still feel like we still got a very nice bond and stuff.
Okay. All right. That's fair. So, also too, you know, the dynamic growing up, grandparents, like, shit. How, you know, how was that? You know, I know y'all got away with a lot of things, you know, when it came to, you know, grandparents and then from parents, you know. How was that dynamic for you?
Like your parents, your grandparents?
Your grandparents, yeah, my parents, yeah.
They're very cool. They're pretty, you know, they was our getaway for the movies every weekend. They used to take us every Saturday to the Brad Mall, Sawgrass. They used to give us our $20 when our parents used to say no. They used to have our $20 ready for us. They used to be our ride, their back. They used to try to make us go to church on Sundays, but that hardly ever happened. Yeah, their house was the spot.
Okay. So you know, along with that, you know, as you know, you're coming from adolescence to, you know, middle school and now young adulthood. What things that you wish that you could have, maybe not changed, but you know, if you could think about, like, made better, you know, like just coming up, or things that I could have done better.
Let me see.
Oh shit, I'm perfect. All right, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I feel like you did a pretty good job always being there. You was always there for like games and events and stuff.
Okay,
You
so
might could gave me a couple more thousand in my pocket. Probably a couple more thousand, but that's about it. A couple more dollars.
okay, all right.
I get that recently. Something similar.
Anyway, the advice that, you know, things that I have given you. What I mean, you know, how do you know, do you see where I'm coming from now, or you know, you still some things that you question, are you just still seeing for yourself?
Actually, girls and stuff, like a lot of things said about girls as I get older, I see it's true. Like, a lot of things you say now about women and stuff, you really can't react with girls how you think you can react, because you used to always say you can't react off emotion because you always end up as the bad guy.
Right.
And I definitely see that now, how you, as a guy, you react off emotion. You always come off the stronger or the bully type, and you never can really win in that situation type.
Right, right. That's definitely true. Even right now, I think to say one of the things I try to explain to you all the time. Just trying to be that father figure to give you that other part that I try to explain that you can't be emotional. You can have emotional moments because we are human beings and we are creatures. So you can have emotional moments, but you can't be overly emotional because anytime as a man you become overly emotional, it always ends bad. And some things you just can't come back from. Okay, now that basically you're a young adult, the things that we just small things we clashed about. So one of the things I like, we were just laughing about, we were just talking about drinking, right? What's the culture now with y'all? Because I see a lot of things that the culture now, y'all are more accepting than more of my generation. How do y'all look at things?
Yeah, I don't think it's nothing wrong with settling down with a girl at a young age. It's like, if you like a person, I don't think it's nothing wrong with like being loyal, not having different girls. I also don't think it's nothing wrong with ordering the sex on the beach at the bar.
Yeah, y'all. So we was having a debate, earlier, and I was saying that, in my time, there's certain things that men didn't do, and one of the things is men, we don't order fruity drinks. If you're gonna order a fruity drink, you just might as well not drink it. It's okay to have maybe a cocktail in the morning like a mimosa or something like that. But no man. I told her I had a daughter and she went out on a date with a dude and he told her like I want to get her sex on the beach. I told her from my opinion I'll make her get up. That's just that's just my personal opinion. But I guess his generation they don't see any. What did you say? Gender?
Yeah, we don't see any genders, man. We can't put a gender towards our idol.
Okay, that's something new to me that I have to actually, go in and I gotta respect. And it is what it is. What else? How is it now that you went away from school? It's your first year. What is it like now? Just strictly, being a young adult, paying your own bills and stuff like that. Well, how is that?
I have its days. Sometimes I enjoy it, but sometimes I hate it. Sometimes I wish I could come back home, have my mama cook for me, have her wash my clothes, clean my room, pay my bills. Paying my rent is something I really I just hate. I hate having to work sometimes. I be feeling like I don't be wanting to go to work, but I gotta go to work because I gotta pay my bills. But then I do like being able to like come home when I want to come home 3 a.m., have who I want to have in my house, stay over, and leave at any time of the night.
So hold on. So question. So who you be having over anytime you want to? I'm trying snitching. I'm trying snitching. I'm just saying she over there looking crazy. But you said I like having whoever. That sounds like plural, homie. You were just preaching settling down at a young age.
Nah. Yeah, I have people over and stuff.
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask a question. It's going to be real uncomfortable because I want to know. How old were you when you had sex?
Truthfully, I was in the 7th grade. I lost my
What?
I lost my virginity in the bathroom at school.
Kobe. He was in the 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
In the bathroom?
Yeah, Sunrise Middle School.
So let's say you hold on. Did you use protection?
Yeah.
You got a lot of kick it. I'm just saying.
For real. We planned it.
Y'all, so you playing your first? You a slut, homeboy. You plan to have sex in the bathroom? I'm sorry. You plan to have sex in the bathroom?
Yeah, she was on LD, and then she stayed for him. I stayed by the school.
So that was y'all. Wow.
My homeboy.
And what the homeboy? He was the lookout.
Nah, my homeboy just kept his mouth. He's a Mason. He was just cool. It was my homeboy, Marcus.
Okay, so you know,
I wouldn't have did it if I could change it. I wouldn't have did it. I would have wanted it to be special.
Listen, you ain't got a pandas for your old lady player.
I'm serious. No, I'm serious. I would have not even. I would have wanted it to be special.
I'm just saying you ain't got a panda because you know. I mean, I'm very surprised. I thought it was a little bit later, but I'm gonna be quite honest. Unfortunately, I was in the 5th grade when I first had sex. Yeah,
Kind of bad.
I mean, kind of bad. Yeah, that was. Yeah, that's a whole nother kind of subject. You know, I'll talk about later.
That girl probably was touched as a kid, and you came around and got her.
I mean, actually, yeah. Since you said that, the situation was, and you know, me and her was in the 5th grade, and she looked way mature. That she, you know, as a 5th grader, and every day I used to go to her house. We used to talk. We was really good friends, and we used to. I don't think y'all had that word that we have now. I call it hunching. We used to hunch. That means with clothes on, like, you know, you ain't really doing nothing. And then one day she said she wanted to do something different. And I told her, you know, I can't do nothing strange for no change, but, you know, so we commenced to, you know, did it. And the first time was like, wow, I jumped up, pulled my pants up, I ran. I was scared. I thought I got her pregnant. I wasn't shooting nothing but dog water. That's what we called it back then when you ain't have no, you know, you didn't have any sperm. But I mean, the whole point of it though, like later on, I found out, you know, unbeknownst to me, that her uncle was molesting her, and that's why she was very sexually active. Yeah, so you know, as you get older, you know, you kind of understand. You got to kind of understand certain things, and you know, things of that nature. All right, so sex in the 7th grade, and then after that, did you know, that was just it, and you know,
I never hit her again.
I know you. Nigga, I'm just talking about after that, your sexual experience. It's like
7th grade?
Yeah, after that, your first experience.
I was a bad boy in school. They loved me. I ain't gonna lie to you. I had plenty of girlfriends in school. I was a bad boy. I was so bad in middle school that I became good in high school. I was chilling in high school, but middle school,
I did not know any of these things. Wow. So it's like you and your cousins, like you and your cousins, that was what y'all was doing, trying to sit out, hang out at night and stuff at your grandma's house?
I never had nobody. I had one girl come over to my grandma's house one time. And she was just there because the hotel we had got canceled. So she just came over after that. The La Quinta. She was supposed to come to the La Quinta, but then it got canceled, so she came to my grandma's house. But we ain't even end up doing nothing. She was cool though. That's my dog. Well, that's not my dog now, but she's cool though. I know who she is. This is like high school.
Yeah, it's because your girl over there looking.
I can't even see it.
Oh man, this is funny. This is funny as hell. Okay, so now the difference now, you know, you're in a relationship. You're a young adult now. How long have y'all been together? Shania, how long y'all been together, baby girl?
Almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years?
Yeah.
Okay, so in a relationship now. So I'm gonna ask you, and then I'm gonna ask her separately. All right, so y'all been together since high school, correct? Mm-hmm. All right, ups, downs, ins, and outs. What is your projection of as far as your relationship? Like, where do you see it going, or where would you like to go? Where would you like it to go? Wait, hold on, pause that. I ain't gonna set you up. Shania, you answer that first.
Nice. Nice. Oh.
So give it a minute, gonna give it a minute. Gonna get a little right now, a little play daughter-in-law right now. We're gonna see. So answer that for me. Where would you know, as far as y'all been together since high school, and it looked like y'all been together, pretty strong, a little way better than what I did at that age. So answer the question for me.
I see us going far. I see us getting married. I also see us having children. I do.
A long time.
In a long time.
Okay,
like
okay.
15 years, 20
Okay,
years
good,
max.
good,
please.
baby, good, baby. I
35. That's a little old.
I gotta be a little old. I wanna be that old, that papa. When y'all get that. Okay, so let me ask you this. All right, Kobe, your answer.
As far as it allows us to go, until it's a nice, strong, healthy, until it stops becoming that.
Okay. So what steps are you guys taking as far as y'all relationship to that in order for you guys to go in that direction? What things are y'all guys doing? What are you working on?
Communication.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talking, time. Just boundaries for each other. Still letting people have their space to grow, do their own thing.
Okay.
Still being okay with letting people do their own thing and still being able to be okay when they come back. Still find themselves.
Okay, so you know what? That's something I'm gonna give you guys credit from. That's something my generation, we didn't know how to do that. We didn't know how to have boundaries. We didn't give space. We, had to, make sure okay, that's my man. Where you going? Why you answering the phone?
She still do that.
Wait, what?
No, I'm just playing. She don't really do that. I just play that.
I mean, one of the, but I was asking that was a positive, but one of the things my advice I want to give you guys is make sure you guys understand financial literacy as far as getting your credit together, as far as, degree or profession that you want to go in. Make sure you're on the same page as that, because that's very, very, very more important than almost more important than everything else. Yeah.
I make sure she do her work.
You make sure.
I make sure she signed up for her
It's
classes.
the opposite. It's the opposite. Kobe wouldn't do his homework unless he has encouragement or someone beside him holding his hand.
My mom.
So,
Is she gonna hold it
nah,
every
it's
time?
me. Nah, it's me.
My mom gonna make sure them grades good.
Your mom gonna make sure them grades good because that's attached to her.
Right.
That's
She
pretty
gonna make
much.
sure I'm at that house in a couple of years.
Yeah. So I mean, but yeah, just make sure you guys just work on your credit. Make sure your credit is good. Money gonna come.
You see this right here? Hit that with our
Where mine at?
our matching capital ones.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, I mean, that's good. No, seriously, that's good. That's something that I encourage, on both of y'all ends, and I'm glad that y'all talk about, if it is marriage, later on, also 2 kids, yeah, because you ain't gonna be able to get that head did,
We like to travel. We go to
Yeah,
new places to have a
that's-
kid.
That is important.
My mom said she can't be nobody's babysitter.
I mean, that's good. That's fair. I definitely ain't with it.
I don't even trust you.
I mean, nigga, I had you. You live. Hey, listen. Let me tell you a story. One time about Kobe. He almost ain't make it one day. So I had just bought this car had it was a Mitsubishi Diamante. They don't make them no more, but it was the equivalent of, let's see, you know how high-end the Mercedes-Benz?
Yes.
It was like that. So leather seats, beige, brown, everything was good. So I go pick him up from daycare. So Kobe was like, Daddy, can I color? I said, yeah, man, go ahead and color. So we driving. I used to work at the courthouse at the time. I turned around, Kobe had a marker. And he scribbled, he was writing on my leather seats. They beige leather seats. Listen, I was shaking. I had to pull over. I had to call his mama And I was like, I just need you to come get him. And she was like, no, what's wrong? And I'm like, listen, I can't function like. And it was like when she came and she saw it, you know his mama not. So she was like, ooh, ooh, like it wasn't even no argument. She was like, let me get my baby because nigga, you almost ain't make it. like for real, he almost ain't make it. Yeah, man, those I can say, just having this discussion, I appreciate it. It made me see that I'm not doing that bad as a parent. I still got, some room to grow. Where I have I got your sister, and that's a whole nother beast within itself.
You gonna have more kids?
Nope.
Yeah, you're a little too old. I already knew the answer.
I'm glad you know, homie. That's it. That's it. That's
don't even work no more.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, I ain't even finna. Boy, probably work better than yours, but.
Oh my god.
But anyway, man, I'm gonna say, man, I appreciate. I'm here not just with him and his girl, his boys and his girl. Being around these young adults and take me back to a little reminiscent days that I had with me and my friends. Only thing we didn't get to drink. With our parents, our parents weren't, they weren't with that shit. Even though I gave it. I mean, but that didn't even have nothing to do with our religion. It was just.
They should have told y'all to drink, because you and Danielle was fat. They should have told y'all to drink. Y'all might have calmed down a little bit.
Hey, so as y'all see, my son's steady trying to throw shade, right? But I'm gonna let him go ahead and have this. What I'm about to do now is in about a couple of seconds, I'm gonna switch over to Facebook, and it's kind of like Q&A. I want people to see. You're gonna go back and you're gonna listen to the podcast, and whatever. I hope you guys were a little bit entertained. I just needed something like a downtime this week, because a couple of more weeks it's gonna be real heavy, and I'm gonna get into the whole point of the podcast, uncomfortable conversations. So, I just, one of the things I just wanted to see from the state point of view from my sons, just growing up and things. Again, thank you guys for tuning in to this special show for me tonight with Uncomfortable In-House Conversations with HB. I'd like to thank again my special guest, my son, for coming in and giving some insight of his growing up, and maybe be able to help some of the parents today, with their rearing. And I can say I took some things out of this in which I appreciate. But now we're saying goodbye, and I want to leave you guys with one of my HB-isms, and that is when the moment that I need anyone to define who I am is the moment that I'm in trouble. Thank you, and you have a good night.